I have found that practicing collaborative law with a team model brings a very valuable service to our clients. I am trained as a coach at a very good coaching institute, so I was one who was reluctant to bring in the allied professionals, and especially the mental health professional who acts as a communication facilitator and a process manager in the model that we use in Texas. The mental health professional is a neutral. Even though the mental health professional acts as a neutral, I was still reluctant because I felt like I could help manage the communication and I could help reach our goals, and that we really didn't need that mental health professional. The first time I did a case with one, I realized how wrong I was, and that no matter how skilled I am or think I am as a communicator and as a coach, just having someone who is not an advocate for either party act in that role has been invaluable in the model that we use here in Texas. I know that there are many models out there, and I think that every community has their own culture and will find which model works best for their culture. I think that we are all in the collaborative community learning to focus on how can we tweak, how can we change, how can we work this process so that it does better serve the needs of the culture in which we practice. In Texas, we were trained in a team model to provide financial resources, communication resources, and legal resources to our clients. But the model that developed here in Texas does utilize a neutral financial professional and a neutral mental health professional. What I have found is by having those roles as a part of the team, I am able to focus on my client's goals, to hear more clearly the other client's goals, and to keep my mind on the legal issues and how can we best use the legal system to accomplish what the goals and what the clients want accomplished. Many clients at the end of a matter have made the comment that they probably would not have been able to stay in the process had it not been for having what we call the neutral in the room. And what this means is that we do have joint meetings, and they are meetings with both clients, both attorneys, the neutral team members, which can be a mental health professional and a financial professional, or if it fits the client's needs, it can be just one of those professionals. The clients feel safe. The clients meet with the neutral professionals outside of the joint meetings. And as we as professionals have become more skilled, and as I have done more cases and gotten to see and been able to see how the neutrals work, I have developed more and more confidence in the neutrals that I work with. And there are many times that clients will go and work with a neutral. One example would be the financial professional can sit down with the clients, pull together the financial documents that we need in order to make legal decisions on, and the couple is paying only that hourly rate for the neutral financial professional rather than paying the attorneys, which is usually at a higher rate, to go through gathering this information and putting it down on a spreadsheet for us to work from. the financial professional also, although he does not reach a settlement on financial issues, he will talk with our clients about possible options, things to think about. The financial professional will then will communicate to both attorneys with the same communication what the financial professional discussed with the clients, not necessarily all the details, but how, as an example, maybe he talks with the clients about the possibility of selling the marital residence and taking the equity, and each of them consider buying a smaller residence so that they each have a home, rather than one client feeling like they got the marital residence and the other client was kicked out. And I think that the way the financial professional talks this over with the clients feel like he is truly just exploring options and putting options out there. The financial professional's primary task is gathering all this information and putting it together in a form that we can work from in our joint meetings as we try to reach resolution. Another thing that the financial professional will do is work with the clients on a budget for post-divorce to help them see reality of what is the income and how can they manage to live under the budget. It's not unusual in a marriage for one party to manage the finances and the other party not to have complete knowledge about the financials. The financial professional can work with bringing the other party up to speed, whether that's through just simply not having the information prior to then, or if one of the parties really is not as educated in how to manage financials, the neutral financial professional can do some education and help them come up to speed so that when we sit down at our joint meetings, everyone is well informed and can make better decisions. The role of the mental health professional, the depth of their role depends on the issues in the case. If there are children of the marriage, minor children especially, then they are much more participatory in children's issues and in helping the parents learn to co-parent. Attorneys are not trained to work with parents on learning how to co-parent. Mental health professionals are trained in that. And what greater service could we give our clients than to provide a professional that helps them learn to co-parent? Mental health professionals also, I have found it to be invaluable if there's an addiction issue to use the collaborative model, as long as both parties are aware of the addiction, and especially as long as the addicted party is not in denial. If the person with the addiction is not in denial, I think that they can work within the collaborative process much better than going into court and simply because they have an addiction, the judge's order may make them feel that they didn't get a fair chance in trial. Additionally, I think going through a litigation process is very hard, and if there is an addiction issue, is that going to be what sends them back into using whatever the addiction is? I've found that mental health professionals know to watch, what signs to watch for as we're working through the divorce. They know if they have concerns that someone is falling out of recovery.